Friends, I'm on sabbatical for a month of August, so I've pre-recorded a bunch of videos to tell you stuff about HubSpot that's not necessarily new, but I think you should know about. And today I want to talk about segments. Segments used to be called lists. A lot of things have happened to them in the transformation from lists to segments. So here I am just on the general segments page. And something I did not notice before I started making this video is there's this new admin settings dropdown. This is connected to one of the two betas I'm opted into. I'm not sure which one. If you find two public betas for segments and opt into both of them, you will get this dropdown. Edit properties takes you to the properties settings page where you can create and edit properties. Automate cleanup takes you to account cleanup where you can automatically clean up segments if you have an enterprise account. But look at this team settings page. Honestly, legitimately did not know this existed. Look, it's here under the objects page. You select segments. And, there are a few things you can do here, but look at this. Control which records join a segment. All records that meet the filter criteria or only records the creator team owns. I think this is a really interesting distinction, something worth playing around if you have different people who can create segments. There's also a quick create button if you want to quickly create contacts, companies, deals, tickets, or lookalikes. But all these things can also be created if you go through the full creation flow. So here are those same options, and then other objects. This is your custom objects. This is payments and quotes and some revenue objects like that. Lookalikes. This is, I believe, a Marketing Hub Enterprise feature. You can choose a seed segment. You can choose specific or broad, like how closely you want them to match. That sort of thing. Super cool if you have Enterprise. But let's just look at the normal creation flow because there's a lot of great stuff in here. You can add a filter for properties, events, and memberships. Right? We'll just grab contact owner really quick. There's so many filtering options inside of segments, more than you find often in other places in HubSpot. But we'll just go for a very simple is known here because that's quick. And then as you add filters to this group, you can choose and or logic. So and means they all have to be true, or means any one of them can be true. And then between groups, you have the same options, right? If your group has only and logic, and then here you also do only and logic, your groups are essentially just going to be visual. They won't actually have a logic impact. But if you have or logic up here, it can make sense to do and logic down here. You can exclude contacts based on membership or specific contacts or records. This is just for a contact-based segment, obviously. But for contacts, non-marketing contacts, email domains, those sorts of things. Lots of options there for excluding things. But what's really cool is, look, we have an estimated size here, what percent of the database. We're seeing a preview of 25 results. And if we come in here and turn on test matches, we can see for the 6,000 contacts in my database, 607 match based on this filter. And if we had additional filters, we would see the numbers for each one, which is super cool. And then if we come in and select a specific record, it tells us which of these it matches. And here it tells me who the contact owner is. So this is all really great. And then, we can go next and save it. But for the sake of keeping the video short, we'll skip that process because I want to show you this Analyze tab. And I apologize, I don't have much data here. But you can see contact segments in use. You can see this segment journey, a Sankey chart, always cool. You can see segment overlap. If you select multiple segments here, you can see a Venn diagram of how they overlap, right? These two don't have any in common. And then segments that require your attention, right? What's going on with these? So lots of great stuff in segments. If you haven't spent some time poking around, highly recommend you do it. Let me know what you think of that, and I'll be back tomorrow with another one.